Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome to another video. Now today I want to talk about, basically just want to talk about the Arsenal game. If you guys, you probably see the title anyway. But I subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV and unfortunately they've become a little bit of a joke recently because of all the negative stuff that's been said about Arsenal on there. And mainly about Arsene Wenger, a lot of which I don't particularly find Sorry about that. I don't particularly find very helpful, to the club as a whole. But I just watched a few of the videos from tonight. Obviously, it's going to be very negative because anytime you lose big, like 5-1, you're not going to have happy fans, are you? Let's be honest. Simple as that. And a couple of points that I just want to bring up on. I did watch all of this one. The one I just watched is Troops' one, by the way, if you find that of interest. But I don't normally give my opinion on just individual games. Actually, I don't give my opinion on football very often at all. Normally just to do with transfers and things like that. But so tonight I had to endure probably one of the most difficult Arsenal games I've ever watched, and I have seen quite a few. Pretty much watched every game this season, and we've been very poor in many of them. But tonight especially was a difficult pill to swallow. And the point was made that there's a lack of desire and fight in the team. And I totally agree. Tonight was spineless. And it just looked like Bayern Munich were in a totally... I know they are in a totally different league because they're in the German league, but they made us look like we were Sutton against the Sun, and they were, Arsenal. This game was on the weekend in the FA Cup. It seemed like a reverse of that, and I was disappointed overall. I'm not sure where I stand on the whole Arsene Wenger going or staying, but there needs to be some major changes. No one played well tonight. Ospina played okay, but he hesitated for Lewandowski's second goal. I know it's difficult to save headers, but I probably think he should have done better on that one. I'm not singling out Ospina. I'm just saying that a lot of people praised him, and I'm saying I don't 100% agree with it, but his other saves were totally good. But defensively, we're a shambles. Although that's nothing new. But usually we actually have some offence to go with it. I know it's away at the Allianz Arena, and Bayern Munich are a very strong possession team, and they've got some wonderful players. A few players that Arsenal have more than had a fair shot at signing, I would have thought. Because obviously we had the story about Vidal, and there was also the story about Thiago as well a while ago. So it's not like these players haven't been on offer and Arsenal haven't been aware of them. But they played amazingly tonight, and so fair play to Bayern Munich, totally on a different level, and well deserved, and no doubt they'll wrap up the second leg at the Emirates. Maybe a draw or whatever, or a narrow defeat for Arsenal, but I suppose the only thing we can say now is that we actually want to see some passion from it, but I've not seen much passion at all this season. Other than coming back from 3-0 down at Bournemouth, but then you've allowed yourself to go 3-0 down to Bournemouth, and the victory against Chelsea. Other than that, I've seen very little this season. Very little I haven't been impressed with as well. One of the points that people are making is that if Sanchez leaves at the end of the season, that Arsenal fans will think that he's a snake, and that he's... mercenary or whatever. I do think Sanchez joined for football purposes. He looks at the way Arsenal play. See that we're tried to set up in a similar way to Barcelona. I know that's... I suppose you can compare us to Barcelona. At the minute they lost by 4 goals in the Champions League, but you know what I mean. Barcelona's thing is a blip. Arsenal's thing is just a general occurrence that we seem to be seeing with them. I'm not really the type of person that starts swearing and getting all upset, but I am amazingly disappointed with all of this. But the thing about Sanchez is, I think Sanchez should go. Not because I don't want him at the club, I just don't think the team that goes out there every week deserves to have Sanchez in the same starting lineup. Because in the day, you can say what you like about Sanchez, you may not think he's world class. I personally do. But even when he doesn't play well, and all players have off games, that's, how it goes, and off few games if they're in bad form. But Sanchez always puts the effort in, he's always running about, and there's always a basic desire there from him. And I spend so much time watching Ozil, and everyone since he's joined has just praised him and praised him. I was happy when he joined. I hadn't really seen too much of him, but you know about Ozil, and you hear about all the assists he's done and how great he is, and you're like, okay, yeah, one of the top players in the game. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Wenger's been a keen admirer for a very long time. And then we get the whole thing with Fabregas. Fabregas wanting to come back, and I was absolutely heartbroken when we didn't take Fabregas back, because from what I gather, Wenger effectively said, well, Ozil's in your spot now, so that's it. We're not going to be able to fit you in. It's a fair enough response, but I still would have had Fabregas back regardless, mainly because of how injury prone a lot of our players are. You're probably better off overstacking slightly with some quality rather than spreading us thin. And Ozil to me is the villain of the piece. I don't like him. I think he's a good player, just not for Arsenal. I don't think he's suited to the Premier League, because in the Premier League it's a very physical, fast flowing game, and you can't afford to carry anybody. Ozil needs to be tracking back and putting a tackle in a lot more than he does. Don't get me wrong, we were bad today defensively all over the shop, but it's another game from Ozil. Like in the last game, because there was an interesting statistic. The thing I want to make is there's an interesting statistic that I saw that Coquelin didn't win a tackle in the game. No, yeah, okay, that's horrendous, especially for the type of player he's meant to be playing. And you would be saying, well, why aren't you criticising Coquelin? And that's because on a regular game, he'll do that. I've seen him do it. I watch him as he does it. And the effort that he puts in to get back and defend. And he's a really good passer to the ball, actually, Coquelin, which people don't seem to appreciate so much in terms of his long-range passing. And tonight was bad for him. Don't get me wrong. Atrocious game. But the thing with Coquelin is that when he plays, generally speaking, I messed that up. Generally speaking, when he plays, he does get a lot of tackles, and he does play quite well regularly. Whereas Ozil is hit and miss. I think there was a statistic that one of the commentators said. I'm not sure if it's true, but I presume it's probably fairly accurate. In the last 5-6 games, he's had 1 assist. The assist king with 1 assist. That brings me on to something else as well. No, I'm getting a little bit upset now. People have been telling me for a very long time that Ozil is the second coming of Bergkamp. And now people saying, oh, well, Ozil can't be good because he's surrounded by crap players. Right. Okay. So, think about this. He's got Sanchez up front, a world-class striker. He regularly doesn't take opportunities. And when you're only playing one striker up front, your goals can't just come from that one. Look at Bayern Munich today. Robin cutting in. That was a beautiful goal, by the way, though. And you've got Thiago scoring 2 goals, playing the attacking midfielder role. Now, can you imagine Ozil scoring those 2 goals against Bayern Munich? No, I can't either. But I can imagine Sanchez doing that. And I think Sanchez has the pure ability to be able to do that. Ozil is a luxury player, one that Arsenal cannot afford to carry. There's a lot of players tonight who have done themselves down and need to take a hard look at themselves and really work out whether the best thing for them to do is to say, right, I'm leaving Arsenal, I need a fresh challenge, a fresh club. And, you know, I don't know what the answer is. The only criticism I would have of Wenger is that he's been there for, 21 years or 20 years now. And he's overseen pretty much almost all aspects of Arsenal Football Club. And the youth players are of his design, brought up on his philosophy, with his mentality. So I would personally like to see us producing more of our young talent with the hunger and the desire. And we don't have that. I like Iwobi. I think Iwobi's a really talented footballer. But today, he ran around, but he didn't have the hunger and the desire that I would expect. So, food for thought, definitely, for tonight. Hopefully, it's a comfortable win against Sutton. I do expect it to be, but I don't envisage having to make another video so soon. But I'm not sure what the answer is. Personally, in my honest opinion, I would prefer it if Sanchez and Ozil didn't sign their contracts for, countering reasons. Ozil because I just don't want him at the club. He's not the second coming of Bergkamp. He's just too lazy on the pitch for me. He's not the full package at all. And we need someone who's going to be the full package and going to have the desire for the club. And I'm just saying, Fabregas would have given you that. Because he loves Arsenal. Now he plays for Chelsea. And Sanchez, I think Sanchez deserves to play for a much better team. Where he's actually going to win things because he deserves to. Which is one of the reasons I was not upset. I was upset about Thierry Henry leaving, but in hindsight, I'm glad he went to Barcelona, won the Champions League, won the Liga, won the Cup, whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called now. Copa del Rey, that's it. Because he's fully deserving of all those accolades. He's won pretty much everything in world football, so yeah. Same thing with Sanchez. Appreciate you while you're at the club to the end of the season, and appreciate everything you've done, all the work and effort you put in, but time for Sanchez to go. And yeah, we'll have to, I don't know, work something out for the future, whether it's at this moment in time, I think we'll play it by ear till the end of the season, see how it's going, but I'd like to see a long-term strategy now for actually laying down some foundations to do with the youth players, where the squad's going. Obviously, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a long-term thing. We're going to have to sign some young players with hunger, with passion, get them into the Arsenal way of playing. And I also think that I'm not sure who is going to take the reins from Arsene Wenger, but let's say Wenger signs another year or 2 years, hypothetically. He needs to have his replacement in the back room with the staff, a role at the club, whether it's coach or whether it's assistant manager, and they just need to be part of the setup so that they integrate a lot quicker and we don't get the whole thing that Manchester United and co have got, because that to me is the worst. I want someone to come in and them to be given time, afforded the same privileges that Arsene Wenger was, and just be allowed to do their own thing. But I'd like to see the setup start in earnest in the summer, as in getting that person in, bringing some young players in that we think can. There are some good players in the youth system. Don't get me wrong. There's some people that I'm interested in, but I'm not part of the setup, so I can't judge on whether they're the right type of players to take us forward or not. Anyway, food for thought. Let me know what you guys think. If you think I'm delusional and Ozil's the best player in the world, then please tell me. A lot of people on my Football Manager playthrough do believe he's the best player in the world, but Football Manager is different because it's statistic based, and Football Manager obviously has a built-in score for how good Ozil is going to be, regardless of my opinion or how he plays in real life until when the next Football Manager comes out. Anyway, sorry for talking your ear off. Hope you enjoyed the video, and very disappointed Arsenal fan, signing off. Goodbye.